Hey Internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow Show. Just to let everybody know that I have some Nintendo be tripping news going on right now. And apparently this one is actually something that actually really kills me. And it is that Nintendo and the surprising success rate of the Nintendo 3DS. And a lot of people out there, for some reason, they thought that the Nintendo 3DS was actually going to die out over like the past few years of how that they drop out a brand new one every so often. But yet, like, the damn things keep on selling millions and millions of units, and nobody knows why. But a lot of us gamers know why, and it's actually really crazy how that a lot of people how that. It's actually weird to me how Sony didn't actually catch on to this yet to make the PSP and the Vita successful, and the handheld is a thing in which that Nintendo's design market actually kind of went 100%. Now, this is all coming from me, and some of it's coming from the article as well. And starting off, there are a lot of people out there. Well, judging out there some of the questions, because most of this article it is like them answering questions and then having Nintendo answer those questions. And a few of those, or at least I'm just gonna get to the questions. If you want to read it, it's gonna be in the description. And a lot of those pretty much come up as handhelds are not relevant in the market anymore. You know, casuals can play on smartphones, and you know that they don't have to use handhelds as actual gaming devices. They also go on to say that Nintendo has also gained a lot of criticism for not embracing multiplayer, or pretty much not your traditional multiplayer. They actually build games around social mediums, and like you have to work as a team, which is just like in Triforce Heroes, a game in which that you need 2 more people, and I believe that they have the stacking system to where that to do some of the more crazier things in the game, you have to have you have to have them lift each other up and throw them up on platforms and stuff like that, which again isn't all that bad. But as most of us gamers, as we've pretty much already concluded, the reason, or at least one of the major reasons why the Nintendo 3DS actually is successful, because honestly, nobody is really going to throw away their 3DS because of pretty much whatever reason. Because one, the damn thing is backwards compatible. You can take older games, fucking game. Well, now that was the SP SSD, the flat one. The flat one you could go back and get regular Game Boy Color games and regular Game Boy games and put them in that. But they've always had this knack for backwards compatibility, something in which that something because like that they had their handheld out for so long that's just something that they can do. Also, they kind of take a lot of risks with all of their games, so there is a lot of variety in terms of the games in which that you can pick up, play and purchase. Now, honestly, I know that some people out there that they may not be all that interested in in some of the Pokemon games or pretty much whatever. And yes, Nintendo doesn't only have like kid friendly games. I mean, Bravely Default kinda is a kid friendly game, but then again, that one is way more story heavy, and it does have a way more serious tone, even though it does kind of look a bit more cartoony. And also in terms of like how it has been for the longest while, realistically, the fucking Nintendo 3DS, it really doesn't have any competition, because again, it's like you would think that if it's a product that doesn't have any like competitors, or except for Sony, and Sony isn't trying all that hard, that this thing would fucking die out. But the problem with that is that a lot of us the Game Boy used to go up against the Game Gear, the NGO, the Lynx, and stuff like that. But all those died out because of pricing, and I believe because of how expensive their games were. Now you look at the Nintendo handhelds, and they just give you a fucking variety of games. Now there are a whole bunch of other reasons why, but I'm listing the top few here. Games, games, variety, and also they actually announce that shit, and they act and most of their games kind of work, or at least like they used to work with the main system. I'm not sure if they still do now, because don't own a Wii U, so I don't know if most of their games work with the Wii U. But that is something in which that Sony could have easily destroyed them with. Sony could have easily destroyed the 3DS if they were to, like, if they would have stopped focusing on trying to worry about pricing and trying to make the games look all wonderful and shit, and actually try to make a handheld to actually differentiate itself from its fucking console. But the problem with Sony in terms of the handheld market is that everything that is on the handheld market, or at least most of the shit that is on the handheld market, or at least all of the popular things, will slowly make its way onto the home console, which kind of makes the handheld a bit unimportant. Aside from games like Bionic Commando, there really is no like cross thing to going out and getting a Vita version of a game. It's just the same version. It's just on a smaller screen, which is kind of fucked up, and that's something that Sony has to do. But again, I don't know why people are shocked that Nintendo is still making money with the 3DS, because they have no fucking competition. So realistically, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And also, it's a product in which that because we are gamers and we grew up with fucking Game Boys and shit like that, and Game Gears, and like the fucking Atari Lynx, and fucking like the NGO and shit like that. Like, Nintendo is never going to fucking like lose money in this, or pretty much like, unless, and I do believe that now that some parents are still going out and buying their kids handhelds. So if they're doing that, then and some guys are actually going out and buying their girlfriends handhelds. So that's also another thing. But until then, though, that is what I got to say about that. Please tell me what you think about this down there in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next Jongravesshow. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.